Hi there. This time I'm recording my good friend Linda B. She's a chakra psychic, and boy, is she ever good. I got to tell you, I had a reading with her, and I felt like nobody has ever read me like that. Nobody ever, she mentioned things that I only knew myself. So it's an amazing tool. You're the real deal, man. So what we're doing right now is we're going to highlight each other's readings, because that's how we met. That, we met, we exchanged readings, and we both blew each other's minds.
Thank you so much, Debra. It's so great to be here with you. And my name is Linda Bertaut. I am a chakra psychic and a Reiki master teacher. I mentor those who are broken to heal from depression and anxiety and become healers with my Heal the Healer method. And when I met Debra, it was like an instant bonding friendship. I feel like we're some kind of soul sisters that we finally met in this lifetime. And it's like, whoa, it's so great.
Once you realize that you're so much bigger than you thought you were, then all of a sudden bigger things come for you. You get to manifest mad fast. So tell us more about what you would. I'm going to put your booking session. Let's see. There it is. So Chakra-Psychic, that's her website isn't up just yet, but you can get a hold of her through that.
You know, it's interesting how all of this came to be in that I've always had abilities, but I wasn't confident, I guess, with my abilities. And it really began when I was young. When I was 12 and 13, my mom suffered from severe depression. And right after my 13th birthday, she actually took her own life. And it was such a traumatic event. I remember that I could still feel her energy. And I always had this kind of mystical aspect to myself, but it wasn't until she died that I really felt connected to her on the other side. And I learned a lot about life through her death, as a lot of us do. And I started to suffer from my own severe bouts of depression. And a lot of times I was fine, but then I would take that dip and do the depression. And when I was 30, I had to really make a choice. And I chose to live. I chose to heal from depression because I was just sick of it. And I tried everything. But it wasn't until I tried energy healing and Reiki that I was able to heal myself from depression. And at that time, I was getting messages. And I was getting these uplifting messages like, wow, this is really cool. And I started channeling and writing things down. And a lot of things started coming through. Turned out that my mother had somehow healed herself on the other side. And when I started receiving these uplifting messages, and that message on the day that I was making the decision, where she said, no, don't do it. That was my mother. And then she was helping to bring the right things into my life so that I could heal myself from the depression.
Oh, wow.
So I started channeling. After 9/11, I saw the whole country in a state of depression. And then Spirit spoke to me and said, okay, it's time. You have a solution. You can teach people how to heal. So I thought, oh, I do. And I was ready for change at that time. I was ready to do something else, but I didn't know what it was going to be until I got that calling. So I got my Reiki master training and I started teaching the same month I got my certificate. And I haven't looked back since. But I discovered that the numbers was really more about these levels of awareness for living, which I associate with chakras. There's really not an American word for chakra, but there are these levels of energy that, flow within us. And the more we are open and balanced, the more we have a sense of self, the more we have a sense of meaning and purpose in life, and we feel directed by our own spirit council. So I put together this chakra personality profiling system because each chakra has its own energy, vibration, and I can see a personality. And that's how it all came together. Plus, one of my spiritual teachers I had two very powerful women, my Reiki master teacher, who was a psychic medium, and then my just another spiritual teacher who I've had for over 30 years, and she read energy better than anybody. So between the two, I learned so much. And I learned to read energy of the chakras as well. And knowing what the chakras represent, then I can see what's happening in somebody's life. I can see if they're not grounded. I can see if they're suffering from depression. I can see if they are run by their feelings, if they've lost their voice. There's so much that you can tell by reading somebody's chakras.
And you're quick at it. You don't need I notice you're really, really quick at connecting that. So I know that you've got it down to a science. Beautiful, beautiful reading.
Well, you know what was so unique about you, Debra? And I was thinking, as I was doing the reading, that you really wouldn't be one of my clients, because I work with people that are usually suffering from depression and anxiety, but I do work with healers, of which you are. But you're so evolved. I mean, nobody pretty much on planet Earth is balanced in all their chakras all the time, unless they're doing work on themselves, like Reiki or energy healing. That's the main thing that I find that helps to balance people energetically. But you're balanced. I read your chakras a few times. I'm like, wait a minute, is she really? Because everybody's out of balance somewhere. You were balanced in every single chakra.
Oh my gosh.
And I read you today before we got onto the show, and you're still balanced. So I know that this is part of your, God-given gift, that you maintain this balance. You are also 100% intuitive. We talk about people being sensory or intuitive. The sensory means that you're using the five senses. That's the first five chakras. You're using the material world senses to, maneuver and gather information and to live on earth. But you're using the extrasensory senses, the sixth and the seventh chakra. So the intuitive senses, you're really connected to source. And I think that's what makes you so powerful in the readings. And nobody has ever been 100% intuitive or 85% feeling.
Oh my God.
You're feeling and you're intuitive and you're 100% balanced in your chakras. You are such a great guide, really a good guide for people, because you're connected. So the other thing about you, Debra, and this is for everybody else to know about her, because you really need to get a reading from Debra. So there are 9 chakra personality types. The 7 chakras within the body I use, then the first 2 beyond the body. And the 9th chakra is the one that's out there in the ethers. Usually they're like, woo, kind of in that energy of light and love. They're here to love and be loved. And that's what Debra is. She is that 9th chakra shapeshifter. So you have the ability to understand everybody. That's why I think you've been so successful with the phone psychic readings that you've done. You can relate to anybody that you're talking to. You tune into them. You can relate what's going on with them and can really help them from their perspective. Whereas me, I'm the transformer. I'm looking at them from my perspective, but seeing them and who they could be and helping them to move into their transformed self, right?
Right.
But you can really be in everybody's shoes. So what Spirit told me was that you contained, I have to read it because it's pretty profound.
This is like the best news. This is the best day of the whole week. Thank you for coming on.
Oh, you're so welcome. But it's like getting your reading all over again, huh?
Yeah, it is.
So it says, you're a highly evolved soul. And I channel this, and I talk it into to my Word document, and then I put it into her report. You are a highly evolved soul. You are balanced and remain balanced energetically. You contain all the universal notes for beings on this planet. How's that possible? This is why people resonate with you.
Oh.
And everything you've been working towards is coming to fruition now. People are ready for what you have to share. They feel
Oh, wow.
comforted in your presence. They're like sponges, receiving like sponges now. The universe is your playground. So don't limit yourself to what you can present here. There are ways for you to disseminate information beyond the one-on-one. If you're open, we will help you find a way. And here you are with your own YouTube channel.
Here I am with YouTube. Whoop, whoop. Oh my
But
gosh.
what really attracted me to you, Debra, when we first met, is that you said, I help you discover where you're from. And I've been feeling for some time that I'm not from here. You know, I don't feel like I fit in. You know, and there's just been kind of awkward times where I just see things that other people don't see. And I think, what's going on? So when you said that, I'm like, okay, I have to get a reading from her.
You're a Palladian, I think. You're a Palladian, and you, so you find the intellectual, you're able to move into spirit. Now, a Palladian, they are very close to a lot of humans on Earth, that that soul group, and you're going to get information no matter what. You know, as far as useful information, you're going to channel and all of that stuff. Now, I didn't know anything about this before I did, about your channeling and things before I did the service. I'd rather not know anything about, but it surely synced up, didn't it? And you had, sometimes with some people, I discover a secondary God spark. Like, and what it does, they'll start showing up when you go into a little bit different direction than what your blueprint was supposed to be. But guides are saying, oh yeah, this is even better. This is good. That she'll need a little bit extra of ABD. And usually it's 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th that it attaches to, but yours attached to the 7th chakra, which is heightened manifesting ability. And so your willpower, your independence. Now that I wrote in my notes here right in front of me, it says, careful. Be careful with this extra, because what it can do is overwhelm you. Will overwhelm you. It's like, oh, I see the big picture, but I can't do the little things.
That happens.
And so it can, but if you're stuck at all, it's time to source out then and have other things. But you've got it there. And as soon as you hit a clear road, you know, when you're going through the mountains and you're going through all this stuff, and all of a sudden there's a that's when you will shine and everything incredible happen. So that's what I found out about you. And also that you're a walk-in. So I don't know if you want to out yourself as that, but
that was a surprise. I did not believe in walk-ins before I did the reading with you. But then when you explained it, I knew the moment that it happened.
Yeah.
But also, remember the story about I felt like I was part of a twin, that they had a twin with me, and then they checked out before we were born.
Yes. Yep. So so what happened to Linda is this. There was an agreement prior to incarnating that the first breath of life, so when Linda was born, there was a little baby and took the first breath of life. And that breath of life had an agreement, say, I only want to live a certain amount of time. I don't want to go into deep adulthood and all of that stuff. But it's not in her plan, like her parents' plan, to have a baby die, or not, you know, friends to experience a young friend die, that type of thing. So that wasn't in. So what happens is that there's an agreement with an older, wiser soul to move into that body when it's time. And it can be seamless. It doesn't have to be, I'd mentioned this before, it doesn't have to be near death. It doesn't have to be a car crash or anything like that. You could go to sleep and wake up, or there's an epiphany, and you know that it's almost like a lucid dreaming, but you're awake. And then everything starts shifting. Now, it's hard to decide whether you are a walk-in or not, because you do carry, that's the agreement, you do carry the memories and the lessons that need to be moved into, I mean, for this lifetime. So there is a responsibility to carry through some karma that, and finishing up things for the first breath of life. But you are the second breath of life that I read for. And I knew that there was something that happened to you in this, because I did a spirit guide lineup. Something happened to you when you were young. And then the shift, it's called a one-time soul shifting. The shift came through.
Well, can I share something else that I just realized? Give me a minute.
Oh, sister.
I love you.
I love you too.
When I was 13, I was so devastated. And I felt guilty for my mom's death, because I felt like I should have been there to save her. And I had before, but her will to not live was stronger.
Yeah.
And so I lost her. And I went into a self-destruct mode. I caught the tail end of the hippie era, which was actually a lot of fun. And a lot of self-medication. But I had made an agreement with one of my hippie chick girlfriends. I said, I don't want to live past 30. I want to party so much that by the time I turn 30, I just drop dead.
Serious?
And it was when I was on the couch. I was 30, making the decision, am I going to join my mom, or am I going to choose another path? And the little voice came into my right ear and said, no, don't do it. And in that moment, I chose to live. I think that's when the switch happened.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And
so happened. Wow.
And I forgot that I had that wish to die at 30. And here I was at 30 making the decision. And I knew when we talked, I knew that's when the switch happened. Wow. See how powerful these readings are? And it's so important to understand where you've been, to look at your past, not just your current life, but to go even into past lives, because we carry this energy with us. The energy can linger, and we're meant to grow and evolve our spirit, to know who we are, to be ourselves, and to share our innate gifts and talents. And that's really what it's all about. That's how you make the world a better place, and you find purpose and meaning. So when you have somebody that can help you along the path, like Debra did with me, it's like, oh, okay, now it makes sense. And it gives you, I think, a more solid foundation to walk on and to move forward on, because you have that, okay, I understand that now. And that's part of your knowledge and wisdom building.
Right. Being a walk-in isn't, I know it's fashionable, maybe. I don't know. It used to be fashionable. But it's still hard work, because you still have to abide by the agreement of what it means to be earthbound. And that is the veil of forgetfulness. There's a lot of walk-ins out there thinking, oh, I should really be doing something. I just don't know what. And it's because it's a little bit more challenging for you. But usually when you're focused on something, it's like, back away. I'm focused. And you have to be brave enough to disappoint people when you're in that back away moment. And not be afraid. This is still a planet of free choice, and we definitely have a choice to put our greatness to the side. So if you have a question, if you were moved by either of our stories, please contact us so we can comment back and get to know you and help you. I am discounting my tarot video course. So that's 30 videos teaching you how to do the tarot my way, which is like
a way. It's a good way.
Novice to pro, paid pro, if that's your direction, or just whatever you want to do with it. But I discounted it less than half. So it's $44 till the end of the year.
I'm going to get it.
Understand that was my first attempt at video. So I was thinking before I knew video editing, I was thinking I have to get it perfect in one take. So the videos are exhaustive. Hopefully you don't see it on my face, but I tried to make them short so I could get them correct. And now I don't mind because I know how to edit now, but so they're a little rough, but they will teach you how to do it. But that's what I'm offering. Now, tell me, are you offering something for the holiday?
I am. Well, I have a Chakra-Psychic reading and healing. And in the Chakra-Psychic reading, I read your chakras. Well, we discussed the chakras a little bit too. And then I read the chakras. I do a distance treatment, healing treatment on you. And then I also do a gemstone card reading. The gemstones speak with me as well. So I put together a whole card deck, and they're pretty incredible. The gemstones.
I love your deck.
Right? Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So you get that reading, and then there's, we get an hour. You get an hour. Normally it's $250, but I'm marking it in half, so it's only $125. And it's a really good deal, if I do say so myself. And if you did want to get a chakra personality profile reading, that's also at the link too. So with the chakra personality profile reading, you get the ebook, which is this book. You get the handout, which describes all the different personality types. Plus, I don't only go over that. We look at whether you are visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory. We look at many other different aspects of your personality type, because you really are like a puzzle, and it's putting the puzzle pieces together. And then you get your chakra personality profile reading. So I do all of this ahead of time for you. And then you get the actual reading, and we go over that as well. I can work with an individual, or I can do the family. And either way, those links are also there to, if you wanted to book something like that with me.
That's so fun. So fun. Oh, thank you so much for spending time with us today. This is great. Now I want to, I love that Oracle deck of yours, and I know you created it yourself, and there's only one deck in the whole world just like that.
That's right.
So that makes your readings with the Oracle deck quite special. And I'm thinking we should get together and do some live readings. You can do the crystal deck, and I can do my thing. And I think that would be fun.
Yay, that would be good. Oh, you know what? I forgot there's one other thing that I was offering. I'm sorry about that. Okay, everybody. I used Reiki to heal myself from depression. And I started teaching Reiki back in 2001. And at that time, my price was $175 for my class. And now I have a really extensive online course with all kinds of downloads and lots of information for you, but mainly the focus is you to heal yourself. And I'm rolling back my price to that 2001 price of $175. Plus, I have a 30-day Reiki challenge coming up. So I will also have that link available for you at this at the same place. So if you're interested in signing up for that class, that will get you into the 30-day Reiki challenge for free. So the Reiki class is $175. The Reiki challenge will then be free.
All they have to do is go to calendar. This is going to be in the show notes, so you don't, just click on that. It will be a link. And so you go there, and then all the options are there, and you can get a hold of it. And I'm sure on this, there's a way to contact you.
Yes. And then my website, which is in the process, it's almost finished. When that's ready, I'm sure Debra will put that, as well in the show notes, so you can go directly to my website. But that has been a process. But it will be worth it.
It's that seven God spark, the secondary God spark, because it's so powerful that you feel overwhelmed.
Exactly.
You can manifest. So if you're confused, you get more confusion.
That's it. You're just got that spot on. So spot on.
Well, it's been just so fun. Is there anything else you'd like to leave us with?
Well, Debra, I love you so much.
Oh, same here, you.
I appreciate you and the work that you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
I love what you do, and I want to be friends for life and really support you and your success too.
Oh, same here, you. I really appreciate you, and we will be here for life. That's for sure. we like each other way too much. So you're going to come back on, and you are going to have fun with me, no matter what.
Okay. All right, you guys. Love you all.
See you guys.
Mwah.